All right, so there was one reason why about a year ago when I was running my agency, I was scared to raise my prices. I was doing about $1,000 a month, or that's how much I was charging, and I was scared to raise my price. I was scared to run ads. I was scared to network with high-level individuals and actually connect with these guys. And the main reason for that was because I was scared that my clients wouldn't believe that they'd be satisfied with what I can deliver for them. I didn't think that they would be satisfied with my work, right? And the main reason why I was fearful of doing the things that would actually move the needle in my business to where it needed to be, to actually get my business from where it was stuck to where it really wanted it to be at. The main reason for that was limiting beliefs. And I'm sure that every single one of you guys watching this video right now, you know what limiting beliefs are. You've probably heard it a million and one times to the point where it's probably going in one ear and out the other. Limiting belief this, limiting belief that. And it's probably just flying over your head because you hear it so much. But I will personally confess to you guys that limiting beliefs are so fucking real, and they do exactly what they sound like. Limiting beliefs are your belief system that's structured in your subconscious mind that limit you from achieving certain things that you need to achieve in order to get your life and your business to where you want it to be. They limit you from getting your self from point A, version 1.0 to version 10.0. Limiting beliefs are the belief system that is limiting you from getting to where you need to be. Okay. So one more time, I don't know who needs to hear this, but limiting beliefs are real. They are very, very real. And they're the rooted belief system that stop you from experiencing the things that you need to experience in order to see the results that you want to see in your life. So I'm going to speed run exactly how I defeated every single one of these limiting beliefs so that I never got limiting beliefs again. And now to this point, I move with very precise clarity in terms of what I need to do, and having clarity and information backing up the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, to not be fearful of what could and should or possibly might happen afterwards. For example, if you're someone who's scared to raise your price right now, maybe you're charging $2,000 to $3,000, or maybe you're charging $500 right now a month, right? And you're fearful that maybe your clients or your students might not believe that it's worth what it's worth. You want to make sure that you have clarity and confidence and conviction behind what it is that you're selling, so that it's actually worth that and you're convicted behind it, meaning these people will think that, how is this kid charging only $2K for this? He should be charging 20, right? That's the belief system that you want. And the reason you're not able to do that, and the reason you're not having clarity in terms of what you need to do in order to raise your price, is because of limiting beliefs. And I know you guys might not believe that because you hear limiting beliefs all the fucking time, but I'm here to tell you that they're real, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how I defeated them. So number one, you need to understand that your subconscious mind controls 95% of your actions and behaviors. Okay, you have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your actions and behaviors. How you operate on a day-to-day basis is stemmed from your subconscious mind. So limiting beliefs, what they do is they're stemmed from your subconscious mind, from the belief system that has been shoved down your throat since you were a little kid, from school, from parents, from teachers, all the above. Their belief systems have been shoved down your throat. So let's say you have an auntie or an uncle that from the age you were like 10 to, I don't know, maybe to the age you are now, they worked as a mechanic, or they worked in like, I don't know, Costco or some shit, right? And for your entire life, you hear them complaining about money. You hear them complaining about finances. They tell you to work hard, get a sustainable job, and maybe you can live the life that they live and drive the car that they live, but they have to work paycheck to paycheck in order to pay off that car, right? But subconsciously, their belief system has been handed down to you and been shoved into your subconscious mind, to where now when you're trying to run a business without even thinking about your auntie or uncle, your belief system is grabbing thoughts and beliefs from their belief system because it's been planted in your subconscious. These are where your limiting beliefs come from. And also, your limiting beliefs are just energy. It's just energy. That's all limiting beliefs are. And I have a word for it. It's called pendulums, right? I read it in a book. And these pendulums, I want you to think of it as like a destructive energy force, right? Like an energy monster. Think of it like an energy monster, right? And this monster, what it wants to do is it wants to eat all your candy, let's say. I'm going to just explain it to you like you're a fucking fifth grader. They want to eat all your candy, right? This monster wants to eat all your candy, and this monster is the pendulum, right? The limiting beliefs. And what your candy is your energy. It wants to eat at your energy and take your energy, and the way it does that is by shifting you from the lifeline that you should be on to the lifeline that you don't want to be on, by swaying it, right? So it comes into your life, the pendulum comes into your life, plants a belief and tells you something. Let's say you're laying in bed and you're thinking to yourself like, shit, this business model probably won't take me to 30K a month, or maybe the system that I'm using isn't going to take me to 25K per month, or all this online business shit is bullshit. I haven't made a single dollar on here. This is all bullshit. These thoughts creep into your mind. And right now you have a trajectory for your life. You know what you want to be. You know where you want to go. You know how much money you want to be making. Do you really believe that this thought is empowering you to get and stay on that track? Or is it pushing you onto a different track, right? It's totally pushing you onto a different track. It's sidetracking you by trying to plant a belief in your mind for you to believe that. And once you give it your energy and be like, shit, you sit back and you think like, damn, that might be true. This online business thing is a full fugazi, right? It's a fugazi, like it doesn't work, right? Once you sit back and you feel that energy, this pendulum sways harder because it gained your energy. The monster has eaten your candy at this point. It has gained your energy, and now the pendulum swings harder. And the harder it swings, the more limiting beliefs you get. And that's why you go spiraling down into this dark, dark hole where you believe everything is fake, it's fugazi, the thing you're doing isn't going to work, yada, yada. All these limiting beliefs that you're getting, it's going to pull you down into the spiral. And that's why people get into a rut, is because they allowed the pendulum to swing harder by allowing them to gain access to their energy, by giving them access. Now, I have three main ways that I defeated these pendulums and these limiting beliefs. Number one is, before we even get into the three ways, you need to understand that that's all it is. If you can look at limiting beliefs as a monster, you've already defeated the first pillar. The first pillar is understanding that, hey, this limiting belief is just a monster. So the first way is to acknowledge that it's there and allow it to exist. That monster has the right to exist. You have no right to tell anything or anybody how they can exist, whether they should or can exist, or whether they can or cannot exist. You have no right to tell them, right? So think of this monster and this limiting belief as a monster. And once you think of it like that, you can acknowledge it. And if you hear a thought, for example, your business model isn't going to take you to 10K a month, it's just a short-term income thing, max potential is 3K. That's a limiting belief. You're limiting yourself from making the money that you want to be making. And that's, if you can understand, like, okay, that's a monster. That's not me thinking. That is a monster trying to gain access to my energy. All you have to do, number one, is acknowledge that it's there. Say, hey, I know you're there. And then number two, allow it to exist. I know you're there, but I'm going to allow you to exist. Think of it like a spider in your basement, right? You go down to your basement. You never go to your basement ever, but you see a spider in the corner chilling, building a web. Holy shit, it's a spider there. I don't care about spiders, but like for you guys who are scared of spiders, holy shit, there's a spider there, but you're not going to go and kill it. You're going to look at it and acknowledge it, allow it to be there, climb back up and watch the sunset from your balcony. Allow it to exist. Allow it. Let it be there. Acknowledge it. You know it's there, so you're going to be aware when you go down to the basement. It's like, okay, watch out. There's a spider in that corner. You're acknowledging it, but you're going to allow it to be there. Okay, that's number one. Acknowledge and allow. Number two, don't try to judge it. Okay, don't try to judge this pendulum and be like, why am I getting this thought? Like, why are you telling me this? Is this possibly true? You're fucking weird. Like, don't come into my mind. Like, do not try to judge it. Just allow it to be. That goes into the allow. Okay. So instead of reacting, you want to respond. Okay. That's the main number two. Instead of reacting, you want to respond. So when you hear something like that, instead of reacting negatively towards it and giving it your energy, giving it your candy, right? You want to respond to it by thinking, that's not the case. Instead, I'm going to have a list of things that can back up why my thought is actually true. So if you hear someone saying, this business model won't take you to 10K a month, their max capacity is 3K a month, you can think to yourself and back it up, be like, no, that's not true. I'm not going to react to that. I'm going to respond by thinking, I have a bunch of buddies who have actually shown me proof that have made, using this exact same business model, they have scaled to 10K a month. My mentor has scaled to 50K a month with this program. Obviously, that's a false thought. That limiting belief is a complete limiting belief. It's false. I'm not going to react to you, but I'm going to respond by giving myself proof that this actually works in my favor. So allow yourself to, or give yourself proof and credibility behind your own thought. Okay, so find even little bits and pieces. Like, okay, well, I've already closed a 3K client. If I do that 5 more times, obviously your thought's not true. So, that's how you react and respond. Number 3 is to be surprising. This one's huge. This one is, you might look like a crackhead, but I can tell you right now, if you think of a pendulum, how it sways like this, right? I actually have a pendulum in my office, but it swings like this, right? If you can stop the sway, then automatically it can't gain access to your energy and the pendulum is dead. The energy force is dead because it stopped swinging. So if you see a pendulum, the more it swings, the more higher it sways, the harder it hits and the more it swings, the longer it swings because the energy is more alive, right? But if you can stop it, if you put something to stop it, if you hold one of the balls on the pendulum and the other ball hits it, it's going to stop the entire thing. So you stop all that energy. Now, how do you do that? Okay, it's called being surprising. I want you to think and visualize this story real quick. So there's this guy on a bus. right? He's a super innocent dude. He just got back from work. He's getting on the bus ride to go home. And there's a group of, douchebags sitting there, and they're like, they just want to pick a fight with this guy for no good reason whatsoever. They just want to boost their ego. They want to pick a fight with this dude. So they start to beef with this guy. Like, dude, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, yada, yada. They try to fight with this guy, right? That's the point. This guy stands up and he understands that in order to stop this pendulum from swinging any harder by giving it his energy and yapping back and forth with it, he doesn't want to give it his energy. So what he does is he stands up and he becomes incredibly surprising, right? So he starts tweaking out like a fucking crackhead, like actually just starts tweaking out, like moving around. And these guys, they become so surprised because it's the last thing they would expect from this innocent dude. Yes, he's giving away some energy, but not to them. He's being so surprising that these guys are just like, yo, this guy is weird. Like, I don't know what he's about to pull out of his ass. Like, he's going to do some weird shit. I'm just going to leave him alone. Immediately, that pendulum stops. He cuts off all of the energy from those people, and they do not even think about pressing him once again because he's so crazy, right? So that's how I want you to think of this and be surprising. So if a limiting belief comes in your head, what I do to be surprising, and I just straight up laugh at it. I used to get limiting beliefs when I was running that agency, like I said, scared to raise my price from 1K a month to 3.5K a month. I was like wondering why. And I would think like, I'm delivering way, way more than what $1,000 a month is worth, let alone $5,000 a month is worth. I'm delivering way more. I'm making these guys way more money. Why am I scared to judge it, right? So, or am I scared to change it? What I would do is when I get this limiting belief, I would straight up laugh at it. Like, laugh at the limiting belief coming at you. Be like, dude, I understand your limiting belief. Dude, you're goofy. Get out of my head. You're goofy. Get out of my head. Actually, right? So if you can be surprising, that will stop the limiting belief from swaying. And again, number one thing is you need to understand that that limiting belief is simply just a monster. It's an energy structure that wants to gain access to your energy. And the way it can get access to your energy is by you giving it energy and falling into it. Like, basically folding to that pendulum. And like, damn, like, it's true. That limiting belief is facts. So I hope this helped you guys. I was really just on the topic of limiting beliefs because I know how limiting these beliefs can be for a lot of you guys. And I know it was for me. So hopefully that helps. If you guys want, I have a full access breaking down this entire thing on how you can actually defeat these limiting beliefs completely, and I have a worksheet breaking it down entirely so that you can add credibility to back up your statement so that you can respond to it instead of reacting to it and have proof behind your own thought pattern. I'll give that to you guys completely free. Just DM me, DM me limiting belief on Instagram at Noah Okazaki. I'll leave my Instagram in the description. DM me the limiting belief and I'll send you guys the entire worksheet. But yeah, I hope you guys, appreciated this video. If you do have limiting beliefs, all those 3 steps, use any one of them and they will work. Your limiting beliefs will stop in its track immediately. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.